I'm gonna lose my mind. Yeah. What is up, you guys? Okay, so sorry for the absolute chaos that is going to be the very beginning of this video. I have tried to film for the last 2 hours and I've had nothing but mic difficulties and chaos and absolute abysmal encounters with this dang podcast. So it was actually going to start out as a vlog. I was going to come over here and I was going to just yap a little bit, and then I got a little bit obsessed with how chaotic the background was, and I was like, do you know what? I just bought these really cute curtains and they're so cute and they're too cute not to make it a background. So hence the plaid background that looks very staged, obviously, but I don't hate it, It's giving very vanilla cupcake, whimsy, dreamy, just very cutesy, angel-like vibes. And honestly, that's what I've been trying to channel lately, because I don't know if you can tell already, but the way my brain typically operates is just very chaotic, very fast, very turbulent. And that's been my favorite word of the entire past 3 months, turbulent. Because I don't know what happens to my brain, but it feels like everything on the planet is an emergency at all times. And so this funny thing will happen though, where I could have a billion things on my plate. I could have 100 auditions, and I could have some meetings that I have to have. I have to meet up with a bunch of friends. I have appointments. I have deadlines, work, editing, all this stuff. And somehow I will procrastinate to the very last second until I have to do that thing. I will almost fight to the death just to get a little bit of me time, right? And so I guess the way my brain rationalizes this is it's me time means procrastination, scrolling, doing everything but the thing that you're supposed to do, just because in my head I think that gives me a little bit of freedom, a little bit of choice, a little bit of, what do they call it? Your rebellious phase. I think that's what my brain, I don't know, guys. But basically, I wanted to do this podcast, and the reason that I wanted to do it was because I've just been having such a terrible week. And my version of terrible is mainly just when my body and my brain are just going at 1,000,000 miles a minute, and I don't know what to do with that energy. It's all in my head, but my body feels physically drained, right? And so, I don't know. I noticed that when I was trying to vlog, every time I sat down, I would sit and I would talk for 45 minutes, and it would have no structure. I mean, I'm going to be so real with you guys. If you're coming to this podcast looking for structure, there probably isn't going to be any structure because I'm a very spontaneous person in the aspect that I don't like rules. I don't like being told what to do. And if I see a checklist or I see a label or anything like that, immediately I get on the defense. So basically, this podcast is going to be me sort of just telling you a little bit about what's happening. And then if we discover a topic along the way, cool. And that will eventually be the title of said video. So what you can expect over here, and you guys are probably like, what is this? What happened to the reaction videos? Well, let me tell you. So I still am very heavily into K-pop. Literally, my birthday was 3 days ago. And for my birthday, guys, if I showed you these pictures, you'd be cracking up. I love Anteam. You guys know that. They are a global group under Hybe Labels Japan. Actually, they changed it to YX Labels now. But I love that group so much. Every single member in that group, I have so much love and fondness for and appreciation. They just had their Korean debut. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I got into K-pop, I think 2-3 years ago, probably maybe it's 3 now, I don't even know. But I don't really like to talk about it because a lot of people will be like, oh my gosh, K-pop is so weird and you're a black girl that likes K-pop. Why? And they just don't get it. I don't think you understand the joy I get just from seeing people enjoy themselves on stage, and just they are so talented. I've watched some of their behind the scenes interviews and their variety content and just the stuff on their channel, and they just seem like such warm individuals, just so kind, so sweet, so endearing, so loving and nurturing to each other. And they're on such a crazy hectic schedule. I feel like in a way I can relate to that. So anyways, I'm getting off topic, as you will notice. I have ADHD, guys. The reason I'm telling you this is because we're going to be jumping back and forth through a bunch of different topics, and you're probably going to wonder why, and I need to let you know ahead of time so that you're not confused. But for my birthday, I heard from a friend. She actually just moved back here to LA from Korea, and she said that there was this, I think it's called a it's called like photosynthesis. It's not right. Something like that. And you go into this photo booth and there are pre-taken pictures of the groups that you like and the group members. And so they have different poses in the booth and you can kind of go in there and it looks like you're posing with them. The lighting and all of that, they make sure it matches so it looks like they're there with you. Crazy. I don't know. I got the biggest kick out of that for my birthday. Like, I remember talking to my friend Jen because she's the one that took me there. Thank you, Jen. I love you so much. And thank you also for telling me about the Enhypen pop-up. Enhypen was the first K-pop group that I got into that sort of started this whole thing. Actually, this is lore for a different day. You see how I keep getting sidetracked? But basically, she brought me there and my body felt so elated and just like excited and happy, and genuinely I felt like a kid, you know? How a kid gets so excited when they get to go to their favorite bookstore or, you know, go to their first roller coaster that they've been reading about online, and they just get so excited. And I feel that every single time I watch a new performance or I see a new video from this group. And I don't know. I know that people have been talking about how like crazy and parasocial some things can be at times, but I don't view it like that. I view it more of just like, I love supporting people and their journeys, and especially if I'm just like, wow, I'm watching a performance and you're able to affect me on an emotional level. Now I feel a connection because I grew up performing too, and I know what it looks like when somebody is just so in the moment that they don't think about it anymore and they're not worrying about, you know, where do I stand and how does this note sound? They're lost in it. They're letting the music take them. They're letting the audience's energy affect them on stage, and that is my favorite thing to witness. And every time they do the music shows, or I don't know, I get to see them in performances, or even like the music videos and the performance videos, just so much of it, I don't know, it feels very aligned with like what I love about performing. I grew up doing musical theater, so I know what it's like to be on a stage and hear a crowd just responding or reacting to the art that you're finally getting permission to like express after all the rehearsals and all the time and all the dedication. And anyways, so this birthday, I was reflecting on it, and I was talking to my mom and I was talking to my best friends, and I was just like, I kept using the words like, this was my favorite birthday, like this was the best birthday. And I think the reason is because I traditionally am just not the kind of person who really enjoys birthdays. I think that birthdays, one, they can feel like a lot of pressure when people are like, what do you want for your birthday? Or what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? To me, that immediately sounds like something that I have to start planning for, that I have to make decisions about. And that causes me stress, and it feels so immediate and so like, you know, and it's weird because it's your day. It's your celebration of succeeding at living through another year of life. And I oftentimes want to use that time to just be away from everyone and just relax, because I think so much of the year I'm battling with being able to relax and take a break. And I think whatever days I take off from work for that point in time, I'm like, this is just time I'm going to, you know, I stack my sick days up, I use them then, and I'm like, I'm gonna relax. Like, I got my whole apartment cleaned. It's just so spacious in here, and I sat and I watched my favorite TV shows, and I got to go to that little pop-up, and I got to vlog, and I got to reflect about things, and I got to study topics that I haven't been able to really like dive into in a while. And I, you know, of course I FaceTime my family, and my friend came over and she made me my favorite curry. And guys, listen, I'm named after a friggin' Indian restaurant. Like, fun fact, my mom, when she was pregnant with me, I promise I'll get back on topic. When she was pregnant with me, she went to this restaurant called the Taj Mahal. And I know the actual Taj Mahal exists, but there was a restaurant called the Taj Mahal, and it was like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Sorry, I just realized how I'm squeezing a plushie right now because at the beginning of this video, I was so like stressed and like anxious because of how horrible everything was going. But I can put it down now because I feel more relaxed. So let me talk more with my hands like I normally would. It's an Indian restaurant. They have this amazing creamed spinach, and I don't remember what else I ate, but I just remember really loving the curry and the creamed spinach so much. And that makes sense because that's what my mom loved to eat when she had me, and well, when she was pregnant with me, to the point where to this day I eat curry like every single week. I'm vegan. For those of you who don't know, I try to be predominantly vegan, mainly because I get really bad brain fog, and I'm allergic to dairy, and just, it's just easier to eat healthier things when I'm a mostly plant-based diet. I started ordering these meals from this service called Cook Unity, and they have really good vegan alternatives to meals that I already like, like spaghetti and curry and just different salads. They even have like truffle mac and cheese, and they make it in a way that doesn't taste like absolutely horrendous, And for those of you who know what vegan cheese tastes like when it's not done right, it's not giving. But yeah, it has rice, it has tofu, it has the curry. It's so good, guys. I've eaten it every day for the past probably 4 months. I'm not even kidding. If I go back and show you my Cook Unity receipts, you will see that meal on there the most and consistent every single week. There was a point to this story. I was saying that my friend came over and she made me curry because every time I see her, she makes me curry because she's the best and she knows that's what I love, and I just really appreciate her doing that. She made me a big tin of it for my birthday, and she made it vegan, and it was so good. And I don't know, I feel like this was the best birthday. One, because I didn't have to plan anything. And I think, again, being a person who is neurodivergent, I think there can be a lot of pressure to do things that a neurotypical person would do, And for me, when it comes to just gifts and birthdays and doing things that feel very overwhelming to my body at first, listen, oh, I have to plan a birthday. That feels like a lot of work, and now I feel like I'm in a jar trapped and I have to do it, because that's expected of me, as opposed to what I really would want to do, which is kind of be a little bit recluse and just enjoy my week for me, or my day for me. But I typically, every year, I'll take off the week of my birthday, and that's my vacation time, because that's all I get. I don't get paid time off. I know, guys. Blow up the podcast, please. Just add likes, add comments, all that jazz, so that we can quit our job. And I can be on here more and yap with you guys and answer your questions. Because honestly, I just realized I'm a major yapper, and I love reflecting, and I love diving into why I feel certain things and how I can maybe give you guys, I don't want to say I want to give you guys advice, but just share my experience, and then in turn, maybe we can all discover something from that thing. You know what I mean? I don't know if any of that made sense. But yeah, this birthday, I felt very relaxed. I felt very chill. I was super zen. I was just so grateful. And I was just surrounding myself with so many cute things. I went to the cute little photo booth. My friend Jen, she also got me this. It's this cute little bunny rabbit plushie. It's so adorable. It's got a little hat on. Are you joking me? It's so cute. And I got some new, I'm making noise. I got some new cotton water pads. I got a bunch of just cutesy stuff. My mom bought me a bunch of adorable little matcha stickers. I got my first Dimu. Maybe it's Dimu. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I know people like the Labubus, but I like the cute little dolls that are called Dimus. Correct me in the comments, guys, if that's not how it's pronounced. But yeah, so I just, for a while, I had this whole stressful moment. I was just I'm a black girl that likes K-pop, and don't get me wrong, being a black girl in K-pop is hard. I can't explain the feeling, I like it for the reasons of how hardworking they are, and just how beautiful the synchronicity of the movements are, and the way they work as a team, and the way you can see off stage. Okay, I don't know how to describe this, but this would happen to me a lot when I would perform. I would feel like two different people on and off stage. You know what I mean? I grew up feeling very introverted, and sorry, there's noise outside. Very introverted and just kind of to myself. And I had a lot of special interests that I would lose myself in. And I don't know, when I would get on stage, I would just transform into whoever I was playing, almost in a way where I would They say it's really dramatic, you black out, you don't remember what you just did, but genuinely, it's the essence of the character sort of takes over in the moment. And for me, this is especially apparent when there is dancing and there's singing involved with the acting, It's just something when your body and your mind and your musicality, your rhythm, it's just so many senses are engaged at once. And when you're embodying a character that, even if it's so far removed from yourself, every aspect of your body is informed by that character in that moment, and it's so easy to just get lost in it. And I think there's no other feeling quite like that, just getting to get outside of yourself for a minute, getting to put yourself in the perspective and the mind and the body and just let yourself live in someone else's shoes in such a dynamic way. It's so lovely to me. And when I see certain idols, for example, my favorite member of &TEAM is Nicholas. When I see him perform and I see like just he has a I don't want to say like a persona, but he has a, what do they call it? Like a concept. Like he's got like the edgier concept, I guess. But when you see him off stage, he's just kind of like adorable and cutesy and just very like sweet and generous, and he's very multifaceted. But it's like when he gets on stage, he feels like a completely different person. Like he's so charismatically striking and edgy and like locked in, but he has moments like of his personality that sort of feel reflected. And of course, like I don't know him personally. I don't know any of the people in these groups personally, but I like to think that I'm the kind of person that can read energy and essence, and I tend to put that above other things. So it's almost to the point where it's like I can sense if somebody has like bad energy, you know what I mean? Or if something about them just rubs me the wrong way, I'm like, there's a reason for that, and I listen to that. But nobody in &TEAM really feels like that to me. They're just the most wholesome. Please check them out so you can see what I'm talking about, because they're just so wholesome and so lovely. But yeah, I'm over here trying to like support my reason for loving K-pop. There's no need to explain it, you know? It's my special interest, and it's the thing that honestly has brought me just a lot of like laughter and a lot of just giddiness and happiness. And it's reminded me of when I was into boy bands, like as a kid. Like I used to love Mindless Behavior, and when the movie Turning Red came out, this was before I was even into K-pop, I was obsessed. I was like, oh my gosh, like they need to turn this group, this animated group, into a real group. I mean, they have Jordan Fisher as lead. He was probably like my favorite Disney Channel guy ever when I was younger. And so just to like have him be like the center, they call it's like a position in K-pop, like a center, the center. Ew, my hair looks crazy, guys, so sorry. But have him be the center of this group, and I hear him so distinctly. And it's funny because I hear Nicholas's voice so distinctly in &TEAM as well. Like I can always pick out when he's singing. Just something about his voice really speaks to me, and it feels almost like it's just vibrating through the room in such a like compelling, captivating sort of a way. And I feel like it's hard to ignore when artists make you feel that way, you know, just like somebody has an artist growing up that is really their favorite person or makes music that really relates to them. I love a lot of &TEAM's music, so much of it, but I think it's the voices and the performances even so that speak to me more, you know, the way they carry themselves on stage, the facial expressions, the energy, the way they sing, the way they move. But yeah, that was a tangent nobody asked for. If you guys were curious as to why I like that group, there's just a little bit of why. And also, am I putting this on my K-pop channel? I don't know. Maybe I should, because I've just been yapping about it so much. I'm thinking of transitioning my K-pop channel more into like a podcast, just because I think that'd be fun. And then maybe we change it to like Taj Talk. Let me know, because my reaction channel where I react to TV shows, by the way, if you want to check that out, I will have it linked in the description box. It's called Talks with Taj. I'm currently watching Stranger Things. I might stop watching Stranger Things because nobody really seems to want to watch it with me, but I've been covering Ginny and Georgia. I watched The Summer I Turned Pretty. I watched a couple of like C-dramas over there for a little bit, and they just did not do well. Well, they did well, but the algorithm, not the algorithm, YouTube kept blocking and demonetizing them, so I was like, okay, you clearly don't want these out here, so let me just stop. But yeah, this feels a lot more natural to me, and so please support me and the channel change. I haven't been posting K-pop reactions in a long time, and those also get demonetized and can get you flagged, which was also a concern for me. So I still wanted to find a way to like communicate with you guys and to just sit here and like talk a little bit and share my thoughts on things. And I even am down to like break down performances vocally, like if you want me to. Like I can talk about certain idols and like what I appreciate about them. I can review performances for you guys and share my thoughts. But yeah, so this has kind of gone a little bit haywire. Like I said, I don't typically start these podcasts or vlogs, because again, this was supposed to be a vlog, and then brain had a mind of its own and was like, build a whole setup, you know, get dressed to do a podcast. And I said, period. Okay, that's what we're doing. And now we have like, I don't know what this is. It's so cute though. And it feels very me, you know, it feels very just the essence that I've been trying to embody, just like very cozy, very like warm, and just open and cute and soft and angelic and just ethereal. You know, everything is peace, everything is chill, and your environment can affect your mental state. So, yeah, just keep that in mind, you guys. Is there anything else I wanted to update you guys on? I have been also debating whether I should do like a vlog channel. I'll probably post some vlogs on here moving forward too, so let me know if you want to see those. But like I said, every time I sit down to vlog, this happens. I just end up yapping for 45 minutes and it just ends up being a podcast. And before, I would just scrap those videos because I didn't sit here and intentionally decide to do a podcast. But if you guys are open, I would love to do a vlog that's kind of like this, where, you know, I can do like a little get ready with me and I can talk to you guys and I can do videos like that. Or I can start the day, you know, with a get ready with me, and then I can bring you guys along. Like, I have auditions a lot of the time during the week, so if you guys kind of want to join me during my process for prepping for those, going to meet with my vocal coach, well, my voice coach, and just a lot of the things that I do to keep my mind very active when it comes to being an artist working professionally in LA, I'm also down to do that. I have transitioned more into like voice acting. That's sort of the medium that I sort of ended up in when I came out here, just not accidentally, but that was the first set of work I really booked. It was motion capture work and voiceover, and honestly, I think that's just, I'm not pigeonholed, but I think that's my medium. It's where I find the most like happiness and joy, and like literally the way I felt in that little K-pop booth taking pictures of Nicholas is so dramatic. I feel the same way in the booth. Just, I can feel so much energy when I'm in there, and it's just, you get positive feedback. You get to just see what you're capable of. Like, a lot of the time I'll go into a voiceover booth, and I heard from one of the girls that I worked with. She was like, oh yeah, I don't really do any prep before I go in there. Like, I kind of just wing it. And I was like, huh? And so I tried it during a session, and when I tell you, I have never been more free and open and creative and just like spontaneous. I think there's something to be said about the human body's ability to actually just tap into spontaneous reactions in the moment. You know, when you can always rehearse and you can always prep, and it's always good to do the work, obviously. I think it's important to know the character and know what their voice sounds like and know kind of how they set their voice and where it's supported from, and I don't know, like what sorts of body language they have, because that all gets carried into the way someone speaks. But I do think it's okay to go in there and to hear someone explain to you what's happening in the scene for the first time. Imagine it right then and there, and then see what naturally comes about from your voice and what comes out of you. Literally, like, I don't think, like, I go in there and I just let my body and my voice and the character lead, and then sometimes I'll come out and I'm like, whoa, that was like a guttural scream, or like a really heartfelt, wounded, broken sort of line read, and I was like, I didn't even know I had that in me. And it's because I let the character take over. I had enough trust in myself that I knew the character enough to be able to be spontaneous in that way. And I know a lot of actors that I like operate in that same sort of vein, like Kit Connor from Heartstopper. He says that he memorizes his lines like a lot of the time right before. Same with Tom Holland and Spider-Man. And I love how free and just like honest they feel. So I'm not saying pick up the method of just not preparing for anything whatsoever, but I do think spontaneity is a gift. And if it is something that you feel that you are naturally good at, then maybe try it. Maybe see if that's something that helps you in your artistic pursuits. But anyways, what else? I don't know if I had missed anything that I was talking about in the beginning. But you see how when I just kind of don't stick to a topic and I just let my mind sort of race and take over and just see what comes out, we end up just talking about a lot of lovely things. Like, we talked about my birthday, we talked about, you know, what I appreciate about K-pop performances and why my birthday felt so just good. And I think, again, back to that, it felt good because it was the first year I think someone really listened to my special interest, and they like went out of their way to, I don't want to say they went out of their way to take me to do things that I like, but it's like things that, you know, someone else might find like kind of cheesy or corny or like meh, you know. I just really appreciated that my family this year, they let me indulge in it, and they like really made an effort. My mom got me my first Temu, and I told her like I wanted to start collecting those just because I think they're so cute and they're so adorable, and she knew I was really into matcha, and she got me a bunch of matcha stickers because she knows that I like cute little stickers and things. My friend Jen, you know, she took me, she spotted the Enhypen pop up and took me there, and then also took me to the, it's not photosynthesis. I don't know what it's called. Photoism. Photoism is what it's called. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy I got that right now. Oh my god. Okay, but yeah, I was really appreciative of that. And then my dad, guys, he was like, I'm gonna set aside 3 to 4 hours for you, and you can explain to me everything that you love about this group. And you can tell me the history, you can tell me about, you know, the survival show that they started on, and what you like about, the members and all that stuff. And he just let me yap, and he was so curious, and he told me, yeah, we can do this every Wednesday. And I literally, like, such joy, like, entertain a neurodivergent person's special interest, please. Nothing will make them happier. It's just their love language. And I don't know, I just feel like when we are appreciated, like, for the things that we love, it can just make us feel so good, right? And yeah, I don't know, that's honestly what did it for me. It was that, and then just not being told I had to do other things, or if I didn't want a cake, I wasn't forced to have a cake, you know, like, it was just really nice. It felt very me, and I felt very just happy and grateful, and I was even able to just spend time by myself as well, and then kind of recap my birthday and spend quality time the day after too. So it was so nice. But yeah, we are coming up on 36 minutes now. I do have to go to work literally in the next like 15 minutes because this is how we're looking. I need to get dressed in my fancy attire, so I do have to go. But if you guys want to let me know what topics that you want to have me discuss next time, or my thoughts on things, it'll probably be a very stream of consciousness sort of vlog again like this for a while, until I get a couple of comments from you guys, because I know the channel switch up thing is going to be a little bit odd and not everybody's going to start commenting right away. So I'll give you guys some time, and I'll try to release, I don't know when you can expect these, maybe like once every like 3 days. I do have 2 other YouTube channels. I've also got a Patreon, you guys, if you want to watch the fully uncut reactions moment to moment with me without any cuts, because on YouTube, when I post them on my Talks with Taj channel, they are very like cut up and sporadic and kind of crazy. But yeah, I had a lovely time talking with you guys. I love you so much. Thank you if you stayed till the end of the video. If you did, comment rabbit for the cute little bunny that Jen got me for my birthday. And yeah, well, okay, what? I will see you guys in the next video. This has been Taj and me. Lots of love, and let's talk soon. Bye.